Hello, I'm working on my Skirmish game. Today. I am trying to get all the rules down to maybe 2 pages and make it quite streamlined and not overly complicated, but real fun to play. Hopefully. Later this morning I will do a bit of playtesting, hopefully, on the table to test these mechanics on the table. So what have I got so far? I'll ignore that. So this is the stat block for models that I've come up with. You got nerve, which is activation, movement in inches, aim, which is like the modifier for taking range shots. Brakes is kind of like what the model brakes on, so that's kind of like morale. And wounds, the amount of wounds a model can have done to them before they are KO'd. I've been working on... I've sort of forked this game a little bit into 2 docs. One's sort of more focused on like a... what's the word? Arena combat. So we have like 1, 2, 3 models versus another models on a hex grid, a hex based board. And this one is the sort of the normal skirmish game where you're measuring, playing on a 3x3 or a 3x2 foot board and measuring with your tape measures in inches. So at the moment I'm just working on the actual skirmish one, and then I might switch to the arena combat one if I can think of... yeah, I don't know, I'm deciding whether to do both. It's kind of like A-B split testing at the moment, so I'm deciding whether to focus on one or the other. But at the moment I'm sort of floating between both to see which one is the most fun, really, because the fun is what you're targeting. So it was going... I was working on it last night, and it was, up until last night, a game where it was quick turns and you alternated turns, so one player had priority and then they would activate a model, and then the other player would activate a model, and then it would go back to the other player, and it would go back and forth like that. But I was watching a battle report of a game called, what was it, Dragon Rampant, and they had an interesting mechanic where you had to roll to activate each unit, and each player would go through on priority and try and activate all the units, and then it would switch to the other player. And I was watching this, and because I was playing, I was actually at the local wargaming club playing a game yesterday, and it was, it had the activation, one player go and then the other player go, and I like that because it's quick turns, and I'm usually a fan of that in like board games as well, but it's sort of more head scratching. I'm trying to like lower the cognitive load on the player, because I think that takes you out of the immersion of the game and takes away the fun if you're constantly like checking and rechecking stuff. I mean, you have to do it to a certain extent, but yeah, the less you have to do of that, the better, I think. So what I'm going to play test is when one side activates all its models. and then the other side goes. And I've noted down here, where did I put it? Choose to activate each model in your warband by rolling 2d6 equal over their ACT, which is changed to nerve. So each model has like a nerve. Rolling equal or over. Oh, okay, I've changed this to under. So the higher the nerve, the better they are at activating. So each you nominate a unit or a model, and then you roll their nerve stat to see if they actually activate on that turn, and if they do, then you can either do these player actions. Once activated, choose one action from the following: move and shoot, melee, retreat, climb, and special. There's nothing under special yet. So you can move and shoot, but that like gives you a negative to your aim. Depending on balancing, -1 might be too. I might change it to -2. At the moment, I've got roll 2d6 and take lowest result and add aim stat. But I think I'm changing these rules to weapons determine what dice are rolled. So say for example the ranged weapon's a bow or a firearm, so if the model's got a bow, they'll roll 1d6. And what I'm thinking is a hit is anything. When rolling an attack, you roll the weapon dice out. Dice, yeah, because outline the following table. A 4 or higher counts as a hit. So say you have a firearm and you roll 3d6, and 2 of those die 4 or greater, then you'll do 2 hits. Now, if a unit has 1 wound capacity, it's basically dead. So what I'm trying to do with this game is make it real sort of quick and brutal, so you really don't want to get hit. I might have to bring in some more difficulty on shooting, because that seems a bit overpowered. Like maybe ranges, so the further away you are, the harder it is to hit. Like maybe you roll 1 less die if you're outside of this range. Or or there's a chance like for the firearm to if you roll a 1, the firearm breaks, so and then there'll be reload 1 turn. Yeah, okay, so I'll look, and then at the moment I've got like an injury table, because before I changed the rule to like just straight wounds, you got hit, you rolled on this table depending on how much damage you took. So like if you took 1 to 3 damage, and then that could be changed to 1 hit, 2 hit. And then I was thinking the other option was like, say the wounds are 2. That's like instead of the number of wounds you take to die, all models have a flat 3 wounds. So it's like 3 strikes, you're out. And this stat here is the amount of dice that need to hit to do 1 wound. So basically like your armor or toughness. So like say for example a model's got no hits so far, so it's still got all its say HP. So this could be, I mean, I change this to two wound. let's put in a note for that. Amount of so 2 wound. Amount of successes before taking a wound. So what I'll do is, obviously, I'll play test these rules to see which feels better, and I will probably come back in a new stream and record that as well. But anyway, I will check through all these, continue checking through all these rules to see if they're at a stage where I want to start playtesting it. And then I'll have to set up some makeshift terrain and get some sort of minis to work with. So, shoot to aim, shoot +1 to aim. Simulate the chaos of battle. Players must always target the closest enemy model within line of sight. This is a rule I've taken from Turnip 28 that I like. There was something else I took from Turnip 28 that I like too. What was it? Oh, can't remember. Okay, so this was from my old version, where I had like, I mean, there's the two distinct ways of doing it in games that I found. There's either you have like a fixed movement. Oh, I've already changed this, but anyway. So like all units move X amount, and then X amount, and then X amount. And then you have the movement stat in a stat block where different units, which makes more sense if you want to have a varied, people kit bashing different sizes of models and stuff. You know, the larger models could move slower, but obviously deal more damage and harder to take down. Okay, so I'll add in for now the wounding injury table. Well, see, injury table, I like this injury table, but I think, I don't know, I'll play test it anyway and see what it feels like, but I'm thinking this is more probably going to be in the arena style combat game rather than the skirmish game. I'll put a note just so I remember that. This suits the arena style skirmish. I still haven't got a theme either for this game. I'm basically just getting the core mechanics locked down, and then I'll figure out what theme to do for it, what setting at a later date. So, I will avoid writing scenarios in this document. This document's just going to focus on the rules. I do have another doc that's got scenario ideas in it, and I will probably pick one of those scenarios to playtest when I get to the table. Okay, so let me just go through this again. Won't worry about this at the moment. That's still a work in progress from an older version. I'll just give each each model this stat block. Roll under this moving might. Okay, might test in melee. I've taken that away. Oh yeah, because I wonder if aim should just be for any attack, so not just ranged attack, but like for example, it could be like sort of coordination, or another word for a shorter, more succinct word for like coordination and. Okay, so let's say aim modifier. I'm thinking maybe is added or subtracted to lowest die amount. So, for example, I make an attack with 2d6. I just rolled a 2 and a 4, so the 4 hits. If I have an aim of 2, I can add 2 to the other 2, which makes it 4, which will then make it 2 hits. That's kind of cool. Let's check weapons. Most of the time you're rolling 1d6 for a bow and 3d6 for a firearm. Okay. And then cannon and bomb all use aim. So I think, yeah, that makes sense. I think aim can be just the accuracy for any weapon, melee or ranged. Okay. Let's just Okay, amount of wounds a model can take before picking, or amount of hits a model takes before gaining a wound. All models, regardless of stats, follow the 3-strike rule, meaning that they may accumulate. Okay, wait a minute. Meaning. So all models, regardless of stat block, follow the 3-strike rule, meaning each time a model is hit, it counts as 1 strike. And hit means wounds inflicted surpass wound stat, surpass the model's wound stat. Okay. All models, regardless of stat block, follow the 3-strike rule, meaning each time a model is hit, wounds inflicted surpass the model's wound stat, it counts as 1 strike. So, and then on the table, the first strike that a model takes, they will have to roll a save under their break stat. So, so breaks that 6. So say for example a model gets hit, I rolled a 2, so that's under the break. So that model does not break, but it still takes the hit. Strikes. Saves. Okay, so I will remove this section. This would be quite cool to actually, this injury table. I'll just do this for now. Strike 1, 2, 3. Roll under break or else. So, shoot. So this is kind of cool. Unless, okay, yeah. I think that works better. I'll leave both in for now, just in case. But I think I might have enough now to playtest, because I can sit here and theory craft and keep adding stuff, but until I get it to the table, I don't know how. How much more I need to add or remove. So for now I will drop off the stream. Thanks for watching, and I will be back maybe in an hour or less with once I've set up a table and we'll play test this. So yep, thanks for watching so far, and catch you later.